Carter from Carter Curricula, where I am on a mission to savor our shared humanity by close reading poets, especially poems written by dead American poets. We are on a poem called Negro, written by Langston Hughes, a poet that has a vast amount of material for us to take a look at. We are on a poem called Negro, and I want to ask you a question. What good is it to be able to recall your family history? What good is it for you to be able to think about past ways in which your ancestors have impacted the planet? And how does that impact you as an individual? I think we have something here that Langston Hughes deals with. This is a common theme of Langston Hughes, as far as I can tell. And he is very interested in individuals seeing their ancestors as a means of making sense of the present moment. And we have that here in this poem called Negro. I'm going to read the poem and then I'm going to take a look at the features that the poem has in it, including some of the literary techniques, the structure, um, setting, if necessary, character that might be in the poem, and then I will do my very best to make sure that I land this in your hometown so that this poem will be able to be applied. You could apply this poem to your everyday life. Let's take a look. I am a Negro, line one. Black as the night is black, black as the depths of my Africa. I've been a slave. Caesar told me to keep his doorsteps clean. I brushed the boots of Washington. Been a worker. Under my hand, the pyramids arose. I made mortar for the Woolworth building. Been a singer. All the way from Africa to Georgia, I carried my sorrow songs. I made ragtime. I've been a victim. Belgians cut off my hands in the Congo. They lynched me still in Mississippi. I'm a Negro, black as the night is black, black as the depths of my Africa. Take a look at the poem. Just look at the structure real quick. The structure is impeccable. I love the structure where he's got I am in repetition. He repeats I am or I've been, first person personal pronoun. I've been this, I've been that, I've been this, and then I am. So present tense right there. So we got a past tense, I've been, and then he works it into the present tense, I am. And the two, the front and the back function as bookends for each other. Notice that I am a Negro. It repeats, I am a Negro. Present tense, black as the night is black, black as the depths of my Africa. You notice, man, he is exhilarated by, he is prideful of his blackness. It's a blackness that has been demeaned, right? Look at the way that he couches. I've been a slave. Okay, so and the slavery in part happens because of his blackness. I've been a worker, and this situation, this condition is the underclass, right? So if we're talking sociologically, we're talking about a class of people who are underneath, at the bottom. Been a singer. This is an entertainer, where people can enjoy um, his his contributions in Africa and in Georgia. Doesn't matter. And you notice around the world, Caesar, he was there with Caesar as he kept Caesar's doorsteps clean all the way to Washington. And then from the pyramids in Egypt all the way to Woolworth building, wherever that might have been, from Africa to Georgia, from Congo to the U.S. So a lot of this is an interplay between U.S. and Africa, the African continent. And he makes his way down through it, and he in the past tense, as I mentioned, all the way to where he says "I am," to the point where he knows who the heck he is. I am a Negro. Sociologically, you do see that the character understands that the relationship that he has with his culture is one and the same. He is a representative of his culture. He wasn't a slave. He wasn't a worker at the pyramids, but he sees sociologically that there's a connection between him and his own culture, right? And so culturally, he attaches himself up with the history of those people who have gone before him. This is a common theme. If you take a look at Aunt Sue's Stories, which is a poem that Langston Hughes wrote, and I did a close read on it. I'll have a link for you to take a look at that poem. He connects Aunt Sue's stories with his own life, and in essence, every single family should have an Aunt Sue. Every single family should have a person who is recalling the history of the family. And here we see him recalling the history of his own people. And in so doing, he finds himself to have more um, sense of self. I am. He knows who he is because of all of what he has have gone through. He's not going to just take credit for it all himself. He's not living just for himself. He's seeing himself in the larger whole. He's empowering himself. He's empowering himself by uh, associating himself with individuals who have been mistreated, with individuals who have been oppressed, but he still associates himself with them and he gains power back for himself by doing that. He is an individual. His speaker is an individual who allows their actions, their attitudes to be shaped by that which has gone on before him. He is accepting his place, his role in the history of his particular culture, and he sits there and says, I am a Negro, and he is proud of it. Black as the night is black, black as the depths of my Africa. I am that. Right. So this just shows that you don't have to be of African descent to accept your place and your culture. And we could even extract this out. A lot of his poems, you could extract it out to a larger whole. You could see that you know what? There's no reason for you of any culture, of any ethnic background, of anything. You should hold your culture in high regard because it gives you a sense of self. How do you establish a sense of self? How do you get a sense of self? Over and over again, we've got this author, Langston Hughes. He has shown us how to get a sense of self, and it is by understanding who he is in the context of the larger whole. Know who you are by understanding who you are in the context of a larger whole, and that is how you get to know who you are by linking yourself up with the past. Present shapes shaped by the past, so link yourself up with the past in order to understand who you are today, as he ends this poem in a with a present tense verb, and he embraces all that he is in his own personhood, his blackness, his roots are in Africa, and he is not about to see himself as evil or bad. He sees himself as he sees his blackness as good as it possibly could be. What poem! What a start to his collection of poems from 1920 to 1930. This guy is a poet par excellence, and you see in the structure, you see in his imagery, you see in his historical take. It's all there. So that's all I have for this one. We'll continue on in the series that we have. Our next poem will be called, I think it's called Question One. Question One. So we'll see you in the next one.